Julian was a wealthy young man of a solitary disposition. He resided in a grand mansion, attended by a host of servants, yet his life lacked a companion. The very idea of love and romance held no interest for him. One afternoon, while taking a stroll through the city's main thoroughfares, he found himself overwhelmed by the sight of chattering young women. Seeking to avoid any interaction, he ducked into a quiet, narrow side street. As he looked up, his eyes fell upon a young woman of breathtaking beauty, framed in the window of a stately house. In that single instant, Julian was utterly captivated. Just then, a man on a magnificent horse, followed by his own retinue of servants, entered the street. He dismounted before the girl's house and went inside. Could that be her father? Julian wondered. He returned to his mansion, but his peace was shattered. He could neither eat nor sleep, his thoughts consumed by the image of the girl. Who was she? He felt an overwhelming need to find out. An elderly woman, a long-serving housekeeper in Julian's home, noticed his distress. "What troubles you, sir? Are you unwell?" she inquired gently. "No," Julian replied, "but I believe I am in love." He recounted the story of the girl in the window. A smile touched the old woman's lips. "I know of whom you speak," she said. "She is the daughter of a prominent judge. Her father is a man of great importance in this city." "But how could I ever meet her?" Julian asked, his voice filled with a mix of hope and despair. "Listen carefully," the old woman advised. "I am acquainted with the staff in the judge's household. Allow me to speak to the young lady on your behalf." True to her word, the housekeeper visited the judge's home and spoke to the daughter about the admirable young man who was smitten with her. The girl, whose name was Eleanor, was intrigued. "I would be interested in meeting this gentleman," she confessed. "On Fridays, my father is always away from the house in the morning. Tell the young man he may visit me then. I will receive him." When Friday arrived, Julian was a bundle of nerves and excitement. He first visited the public baths to ensure he was impeccably groomed. Then, he sent a servant to fetch a barber from the town square, as he wanted his hair trimmed to perfection. However, the barber he summoned was a man who loved the sound of his own voice. He worked with excruciating slowness, all the while chattering about the most trivial matters. "Please be quick," Julian urged. "I have an engagement with friends." "Friends?" the barber exclaimed, his eyes widening. "Oh, that reminds me, I have friends visiting me today, and I completely forgot to purchase any food for them. What must they think of me?" Julian, desperate to be on his way, said, "Listen, my house is filled with food, but I am going out and have no need for it. You can take it all. Just please, finish your work and be on your way." "Thank you. Oh, thank you, kind sir." The barber beamed. "But now, how can I repay you? I know, I shall accompany you to your friend's house." "No, you most certainly will not," Julian said firmly. "Oh," the barber's face fell, but then he grew animated again. "Perhaps your friend is a lady?" "Yes, these situations can be delicate. I can be of great assistance. I have helped many of my friends in matters of the heart. Please allow me to come with you." Julian, seeing no other way to end the conversation, finally relented. "Oh, very well," he sighed. "Take the food to your home, and I will wait for you here. Then you may come with me." Of course, Julian had no intention of waiting. The moment the barber was out of sight, he hurried towards Eleanor's house, already terribly late. The old housekeeper greeted him at the door and led him upstairs to a beautifully appointed room, where he sat to await Eleanor. Meanwhile, the barber did not go home. He paid a delivery boy to take the food to his house and then secretly followed Julian. As the barber lurked in the street outside, he suddenly saw the judge, Eleanor's father, returning home unexpectedly. The judge entered his house and discovered a servant with his hand in the money box. Enraged, the judge began to beat the thief soundly. From the street, the barber heard the servant's cries of pain. He immediately jumped to the wrong conclusion. "That's my friend Julian," he thought in a panic. "The judge is killing him." He charged at the front door and began to scream, "Help! Help! The judge is murdering my friend." His frantic shouts drew people from their homes. A crowd quickly gathered around the judge's door, all of them taking up the cry. Hearing the commotion, the judge opened his door, bewildered and a little alarmed by the angry mob. The barber pointed a shaking finger at him. "Where is my friend?" The crowd echoed the demand. "Yes, where is his friend?" "I don't understand," the judge said. "Who is this man's friend, and why would he be in my house?" "You wicked old man," the barber yelled. "My friend is in love with your daughter, and she with him. You know it perfectly well, so you decided to kill him." "Good people," the judge announced, trying to placate the crowd, "my house is open. I assure you, this man's friend is not inside. Come in and look for yourselves." The barber was the first to rush in, with the rest of the mob close behind him. Upstairs, Julian heard the thundering footsteps and was seized with terror. He spotted a large wooden chest in the corner of the room and quickly climbed inside, pulling the lid shut. The barber burst into the room. "There you are, my friend," he shouted, spotting the chest. "You are safe now. I am here to help you." He slammed the lid of the chest closed, hoisted it onto his shoulder, and began to carry it down the stairs. He shoved people out of his way, determined to complete his rescue. Inside the chest, Julian was incandescent with rage. "Go away, you meddling fool," he yelled. "I don't want your help." He began to kick violently against the inside of the box. The barber lost his balance on the crowded staircase and tumbled down, the chest flying from his arms and crashing onto the floor below. The lid burst open, and Julian climbed out, his arm aching and his face bruised. He pushed his way through the stunned crowd and fled home as fast as he could, his only thought to escape the catastrophic barber. But the barber was not so easily deterred. He chased after Julian, shouting down the street, "Wait for me, my friend. I only wanted to help you."